Hi, mathematicians. So today we are going to talk about rounding decimals. You will be asked at times to round a decimal so that you don't have a super big number. And you will be asked to round it to a certain place value. So say we had our number 6 and 371 thousandths. And imagine I was being asked to round that to the nearest tenth. So the first thing that I would do, there's a method to this, and I'll show you on a number line why it works. The first thing I'm going to do is just underline the place value that I'm being asked to round it to. And that's this 10th place right here, where I have a number 3 there right now. The number that I'm going to use to tell me which way to round it is the number directly to the right of the place value. And we have a little rhyme that helps us decide if we're going to change this 10th place number. And it's 5 or more, raise the score, 4 or less, let it rest. So this 7 is more than 5. So that means I'm going to raise that 3 in the 10th place to a 4. And I'm going to show you on a number line what that looks like. So if I'm rounding it to the 10th place, I'm trying to decide, is my number that I'm rounding closer to 6 3/10 or closer to 6 4/10? And when I take the number directly to the right of the place that I'm supposed to be rounding to, I had a 7. So 6 37/100, as you can see, is closer to 6 4/10 than it is to 6 3/10. Okay, so I'm going to round that up. I'm going to go to 6 4/10 for that number. Let's see what that same number looks like when we're rounding to the 100th place. So my 100th place is right here where this 7 is. I'm going to underline that because that's the place that I am deciding, do I keep this the same number or do I need to go up a number? And I'm just going to box the number directly to the right of it, and it's a 1. So going by my little rhyme here, 5 or more, raise the score, 4 or less, let it rest. This 1 is less than 4. I'm going to let this 7 just stay as a 7. I'm going to let it rest. So my number rounded to the nearest 100th place, in this case, is 6 37/100. And I'll show you that on a number line as well. So here I am. I'm deciding, is my number closer to 6 37/100 or 6 38/100? Because that's the place I'm being asked to round to the 100th place. So when I find 6 371 thousandths on the number line between these 200th places, I see very clearly it's much closer to 6 37/100, not 6 38/100. Let's practice one more. Now our number is 4 562 thousandths. So if I'm going to round to the 10th place, I'm going to underline that. That's telling me I'm rounding to the 10th place, and I'm going to use this number to tell me which way to go. It's more than 5. I'm going to raise the score. I'm going to bring this 5 up by 1/10 to 4 6/10. If I'm rounding to the 100th place, I'm going to underline that place that I'm rounding to. I'm going to use the digit directly to the right, and using my rhyme, I know that I am going to let it rest. I'm not going to change the hundredth place. 4 and 562 thousandths rounded to the hundredth place is closer to 4 and 56 hundredths. Okay, see you soon.